Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Thai work permits, and we're specifically discussing this in the context of job description. And why is this important? Well, in the past, there was a really kind of narrow view or narrow interpretation of job descriptions associated with Thai work permits. So you had to operate within the narrow boundaries of what was considered that job description. There was an emergency decree regarding migrant labor published or promulgated in March of 2018 that really kind of blew the lid off of this. So in the past, you had to be really careful about your job description, and with the promulgation of that decree, they sort of said, yeah, we're not so concerned about that. We want to make sure you get a permit, but as long as you're kind of working within the bailiwick of what is in your work permit as your job description, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. We're not going to make a big issue. Short of, as we've discussed in the other videos, specifically restricted occupations. And there are a number of them in Thailand, in fact, 40 in all. Some of them are things that foreigners probably would never want to engage in. It's things like Thai agricultural work and things of this nature. But then there are other things like, for example, legal services, secretarial services, certain types of accounting services and things that, yeah, it may be something foreign nationals would want to do, but they're sort of prohibited. Well, they're not sort of, they are prohibited under the restricted occupations. So that is something to keep in mind. It's notwithstanding the fact you may not need to necessarily be within a completely this sort of narrow interpretation of one's job description. You need to be really cognizant of the fact that there are legal restrictions to certain occupations here in Thailand, and if you're looking to come work in Thailand, that is something you should definitely be looking at, because the restricted occupations, if you fall into that, you could find yourself in a real problem.